Hello and welcome to the latest Commander Lucosa video for Elite Dangerous, and we are up to beta 2.04 following 4 very badly needed updates in as many days. I'm pleased to say that although it's still not completely sorted out, it has been vastly improved. It's a lot more stable. Well, a lot of the new features are working. There are still some new features that are not working. There are also still one or two problems with various aspects of the game, a lot of them graphical, but it is at least an improvement, and quite a significant one. So although I will be pointing out some areas where things are still not working, I can at long last start to point out some areas where changes are working and are actually quite good. So, we'll start with going through where I am now. I am in the Magek system, at least I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I can't believe it's pronounced magic. And I am docked at the Zhaohuan hub, which is one of 2 Orbis stations in this system, but like all systems it only has one where you can actually access the commodities market. And in the case of all of the systems that you were already able to visit in beta 1, it's a case of trying to remember the name of the system or the station you were able to dock at before. Dock there again, and that's the one that gives you the access to the commodities market. All the rest, even if like this system there's more than one Orbis station, you still can't access the commodities market at any of those, let alone if they're like an outpost or something. So we'll go through my ship to start with, or my status and everything else. My rank is still harmless, and I believe everybody currently testing beta 2 is also still harmless. I'm starting to think that it's just a placeholder, and that actually progressing hasn't been put in, because I'm one of, well, I think every beta tester who has done enough to have got their rank up from harmless to, well, certainly mostly harmless at least, but I would imagine quite a few players would be average or above average by now. So I don't think the actual system for changing your rank is in place. Right, 1,638 kills, which isn't too bad. I have had quite a few deaths in beta 2 though, certainly far more than I had in beta 1. Only 2 of them, no sorry, more than that, I think it's about 3, maybe even 4, have been in combat. One in my current ship, I'm currently in the Cobra, because I found out the hard way that the Cobra, when you first get it, isn't entirely up to scratch. We'll cover that in a sec. 73,024 credits, which sounds like a reasonable amount, but things are expensive now. There's no 2 ways about it. So 73,024 does sound like a lot, but really it's not. Into modules, and if you look at my priorities, they are backwards compared to what you've seen in beta 1, and that is because they finally put the priorities the right way round again. So priority 1 is the top priority, priority 2 is lower down, priority 3 and lower, and so on and so on. Just like beta 1, there's only 5 priorities that you can set, so there isn't a priority 6. But I think if something was classed as priority 6, it may as well be switched off. What good it did. The output, the way it's displayed, I'm still not keen on with that sort of hollow bar, but I do like the fact that it now shows the percentage of power that you're using, so it gives you an idea of when you need to set these priorities. With my current ship setup, I don't need to set any priorities at all, but I'm still in the habit of always doing it, so you know, it's done just in case. It means if I do upgrade anything more, which I have every intention of doing so, I know that the power is always going to be fine. The firing groups, 2 class 2 gimbal pulse lasers, which are also overcharged, which gives them a faster firing rate and slightly more power in each shot. To be honest, I haven't really noticed a great deal of difference with the overcharged pulse lasers compared to the standard, but then again, the class 2s, this is the first time I've had overcharged pulse lasers, so I never tried them with the class 1s, so I couldn't tell you much about that. But the secondary weapons, the multi-cannons, which again are gimbaled and overcharged. Now the overcharged multi-cannons really do make a difference. They're much faster firing rate. They're the business, those things. I do like those weapons. They are very impressive. And in the second firing group, is the utility, the basic discovery scanner, which is one of the new pieces of equipment in beta 2, and we'll be making use of that when we hyperspace to my intended destination, so I'll cover that when we're underway. Now my cargo is grain. I bought it simply because it's relatively cheap. At the moment, certainly within the central core systems, the economy is absolutely fucked up. After time you can't buy anything. The stuff that you can buy is stuff that nobody wants anywhere, you know, around you. And I mean, there are just a couple of reasons why trading and cargo runs is really not a good idea. The other one, perhaps the most important, is that even if you do find a good trading run, you'll almost certainly not make that much money per trip, especially if you're starting, you know, out early on and you've got you know, your Sidewinder with just 4 ton cargo capacity. So you're only going to be able to take 4 tons or something. Even if you find a decent trade route, like taking basic medicines from Styx to Iran in, you'll make 740 credits per ton profit there. But again, with only 4 tons of those, it means you're only going to make like 2,900 profit. And currently there are much faster ways of earning money. So I'll still do a bit of trading, but it's not my main way of raising cash. And then to the functions, which isn't much different to how it was in beta 1, but now you see the ship there, and it now tells you your jump range. Unladen, the jump range of my Cobra is 10.59. Unfortunately my Cobra is quite heavily laden, so my jump range at the moment is 9.21 light years, which is still far enough. Where I plan to go next is easily in range. So that's my current status. Now let's show you how my ship actually looks, and while I'm here I'll also see about fitting some upgrades. Now just like in Beta 1, you have your hard points here for weapons. This place on Doctat doesn't have a great deal of weapons, although that pulse laser for 53,000 sounds quite cheap. That's exactly the same thing as what I have. But now when you have the weapons highlighted, you get a lot more information about them. And if we say compare the beam laser low heat version here to the pulse laser gimbal overcharged one that I have here, you can see the advantages and disadvantages which are highlighted. So the beam laser has a greater power draw, no surprise there. It does do more damage, again no surprise. Armor penetration, the beam laser is actually not as good as my pulse laser. Same with damage per second. Obviously the beam laser doesn't have a rate of fire because the beam laser produces a constant shot. It's not, you know, firing in bursts or pulses or whatever. But damage per second, although it's showing that it's less, it's also showing 3 on its whatever you call that count, which is the same as mine, so the actual difference is very small. Thermal load, it does run hotter than my current one, even though it's a low heat version, but anybody who's used beam lasers before will not be at all surprised by that. So yeah, not much in the way of weapons here. We also have 2 utility mounts, which well, basically it's kill warrant scanners or nothing. Now you'll notice that although these 2 things look the same, and they are both kill warrant scanners, despite the picture being of a multi-cannon for some reason, there is a significant difference in price. One being 121,899, the other being over 1 million. The reason for that is the rating. The really expensive one is rated D, obviously the highest is A. The cheaper one is rated F. The better the rating, basically the better they do at whatever particular job that each part is designed for. So I'll imagine the D-rated kill warrant scanner will scan quicker, possibly have better range, possibly be able to give a bit more detailed info than the Class F version, and so on and so on. So I guess it's personal preference as to whether you would consider a Class D kill warrant scanner to be, you know, good enough to warrant paying over 1 million. I highly doubt I ever will. Now the lightweight alloys, me bulkheads, they don't have any armour here for sale, but again that's no change. And if we just click here, the paint job is under a different window. I don't have the wireframe paint job for the Cobra, so I can't do anything with that. So that's where everything was also in Beta 1, but as you can see, there is an awful lot more listed here. You can upgrade pretty much every part of your ship, from the power plant. It obviously helps if you're in a docking station that carries these things. It doesn't look like I am. Thrusters, now the thrusters are something I do want to upgrade on this ship, because thrusters not only increase your speed, which I'm not that fussed about, they also increase your manoeuvrability, and that's what I do want, because the manoeuvrability of the Cobra is not fantastic. So yeah, I definitely want to get them done. Frame shift drive can also be upgraded. That I assume will give you longer range. Also, better frame shift drives won't require quite so much power, and maybe a bit more economical with the fuel, because the Cobra in particular at the moment is extremely thirsty, and some people think it's a bug because compared to the Sidewinder, it's using something around 100 times more fuel than the Sidewinder did, even though it's certainly by no means 100 times the mass. I guess they may have a point, but I don't know. Put it this way, jumping from sticks to a running and docking in the Cobra will mean you have to pay something in the region of 650 credits to refuel, which is an awful lot. Anyway, life support, that's something I very much doubt I will ever upgrade. Again, I haven't got any here. That I guess will allow you more time if your hull is compromised or the cockpit has been damaged, and so your life support's gone offline. So I assume that's what that does. It may also, it says environment control, so it may also help with heat management as well. Now the power distributor I have upgraded, but I can't show you here because they haven't got one for sale, so I can't do a compare. But that's where the pips into systems, engines and weapons is done through the power distributor. The upgraded one that I have means that more power is sent to those three areas as standard, but when you add more pips to it, the boost is improved even more. It also means the recharge rate for each of them is improved, and so I found it quite useful because with weapons in particular, the weapons were overheating quite rapidly, so now they will cool down quicker, they won't overheat as fast, and there is a bit more power per shot. Same with the power to systems. It means the shields are a little bit stronger, they'll recharge quicker, so that will particularly help. Not sure about what it does to engines. I haven't noticed a great deal, to be honest there, so it's worth doing though. Now sensors, that's basically your radar, and improving the sensors, which again it won't let me do, will give you things like better range, the ability to lock on to targets that have lower signatures and stuff like that. So I guess it, I can certainly see where it would be useful, but it's not a priority for me to do. The fuel tank is quite self-explanatory. I guess upgrading it would be, see, this one is actually not as good as the one I've got. Upgrading it is quite simple, more fuel carrying, so you can go further. But my one is a class 4, this one they're selling is only a class 3. The ratings are both F, but the fuel capacity in the one I've got is 16 tons, and this one they're selling is only 8, so I don't think I really want to bother with that, especially as I think I would I'd have to pay 14,000 credits for a fuel tank that's worse than the one I have, so that really would not be a good idea. And finally you get to the internal compartments, where the Cobra has 6 of them. Now the only things I've changed in here so far are the cargo racks. I did have I think it was 2 internal compartments that were empty, and they are, if you look here where the 2 shows you the class or that you can fit. You can't fit anything that's greater than class 2. Up here you can't fit anything greater than class 4. So I put 2 cargo racks that gave me extra 4 tons, so 8 tons in total there. And these 2 here, as you can see, are 8 tons as well. So I have 24 tons cargo capacity, which is also shown here. But you can switch these around. The shield generator is part of this as well. I don't want to be going lower as far as the shield generator goes. If I do ever upgrade it, which seems unlikely because this one is 1.6 million and it doesn't offer a great deal of difference except well, even more of a power draw than the current one is. So yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. But essentially you can mix and match everything around. Yeah, they don't have much here at all. It's not helping with all they've got are those 2 shield generators, but you can get things like well, the docking computer will go in there. There's a repair system which you can fit there. There are things that you can use to speed up the shield regeneration. There are those cargo hatch limpet devices which you fire at another ship. It attaches to its cargo hatch, opens it up and makes the ship drop all its cargo. I guess that might be useful. It's particularly useful if you're a pirate, but I'm not, so I doubt I'll be using that. There are all kinds of things that you can put into there which I can't remember. Hopefully you will find a nice high-tech system somewhere that will allow me to show you those. The bottom one here is the basic discovery scanner. That's the thing that I showed you in the groups. And again, I can't really show you much else here because this place doesn't have any. So that's using for planetary exploration and stuff like that. And we will be doing a bit of planetary exploration in this video when I do finally get underway, because if I show you on the galaxy map, this system here, Vaccimici, is where I'm going. As you can see, it's quite a short hop from Magek, where I am now, to this system here, but this is one of the systems that's new to Beta 2. It wasn't in Beta 1, so that's one of the reasons why I'm going there. The other thing is that the economy is industrial, so I'm hoping they'll want food, so they should buy my grain at a profit. But if you go to the system view, everything, I say everything, there's only 3 actual space bodies that are shown, but they are showing as unknown. Now the rings around them are not, but you don't really want to explore any of the rings. And these stations clearly are not unknown because they got put there by us. Now this one, Gant Enterprise, is where I will be going, because that's the one that has the access to the commodities market, as is shown by the fact that here it shows you imports, exports and prohibited cargoes. So that's where I will be heading, but before that I want to do some scanning of these unknown stars, and also scanning the inevitable planets that will be orbiting them. And for each one of those you scan, you will then be able to sell the data on them when you dock, and that's another quick way of making credits. So it's worth doing, yeah, no doubt about it. So that's where we're going. Vaccimici. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, then oh dear, so sad. Right, that's enough of this introduction. Let's return to the surface and get ready to head off. Now, unfortunately, we're about to see something that is definitely a problem with Beta 2, and it's here in the interior of the docking station. On the Elite Dangerous website and in the forums, they keep banging on about the fact that there are lighting issues with the Nvidia GeForce 500 series. But as you can see here, the complete lack of lighting, there's hardly any shadows and shading or anything at all, so everything looks flat. And when you're flying around, there's no sense of perspective, and it actually makes manoeuvring onto your landing pad a bit of a pain in the arse, because there are objects such as the tower that are taller, but at first you can't really tell because there's no shadows to give it that sense of how tall it is. So they need to address the issue of the lighting effects and all that on the GeForce 700 series. I mean, it could just be that the 700 series is only effective when you're using SLI, because I am using SLI. I have two GTX 780s, and yeah, the initial SLI implementation is a bit suspect, shall we say. You've just seen there stuttering, which is something else that plagues this version at the moment. Now, I wish I hadn't been rabbiting quite so much, because prior to that Type 9 leaving, there was one of the new ship, the ASP, just left. I wouldn't have minded getting the chance to show you that, but oh well, maybe next time. There are a fair few of them floating around. Now, let's go, and hopefully there are no ships blocking this entrance. Here we go.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
There is a ship out there. I'm hoping it's that Type 9 that... no, it's not. It's a Cobra coming in. The current implementation with AI ships in the dock is awful, to be honest. When they are coming into the dock, they do not care about you one bit. They will smash you out of the way, and I've been destroyed twice now by Type 9s coming into the docking station as I'm leaving, and they will barge you out of the way, and they travel at quite a rate. Now, exiting the station is the other extreme. The AI ships will move at walking pace, and if you're stuck behind one, even if you're travelling at 20, because I did this yesterday, you will still close up on them and run into them. If you're going too fast, obviously you'll be destroyed as you plough into the back of it. If you're going so slow that because you don't want to hit them and have to wait, you then start to get the trespass warning countdown, so you've got to hope that they will let you go within the 20 seconds. Otherwise you're history. Another issue, if you currently look at the radar, okay, it's just fixed itself, but it was horribly low res, and it keeps doing that on and off. Why, I have no idea. Anyway, we are now able to hyperspace. Let's go and check out this new system. Here we go. Now I'm going to get my scanner ready. You can use the scanner whilst travelling at Supercruise.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So obviously we cannot use it at the moment. Once we arrive, we will be able to scan the sun that we are right in front of. Right, I'm gonna get myself down to 0 and scan it. Here we go. So it's discovered that one, and that has now been catalogued. So that's something I can sell for data here. Right. Now that unknown, I think that's what I just scanned. That's the star where I am now. Yep. So now let's go to this unknown. How far away was it? I should have had a look. This is only 14 light seconds, so that's no problem. I'll be able to do that. In fact, I think I can scan it from this distance. Except I made a right fuck up of that. Right, here we are. So, Vaccimici A1. That scan is completed. Right, now Salam Relay is a holy shit. Okay, Salam Relay is an orbital. Is not an orbital. It's an outpost, I think. So I need to go to Gant Enterprise, which is 62,000 light seconds away, nearly 62,500. That's a long old way. Let's hope we can spot some distant space bodies while we're out there, and do a bit more scanning and make some more credits. Nothing on that way. Let's try this way. That's the one we've already scanned. Oh crap. Alright. Not doing too good at this scanning lot. Oh well. I couldn't see much, so I've scanned 2 space bodies anyway. I'm not really all that grabbed by exploration, to be honest. It's not something that I really want to be doing a hell of a lot of, so I will probably just scan those space bodies that are close to my intended destinations and then leave it. When you first start the game, Sticks, the system, is like that. You can get yourself some credits and also test out the scanning by going to Sticks and scanning the system there. I guess it's done that way just so you can then give the scanning a try. This is going to take a while. What sort of speeds we're going to make? We should easily go beyond 100. See, we're already up to 60 times the speed of light. We're still some 59,500 light seconds away. Still, it's not the longest journey I've made in this. some of you may remember my video set in, I think it's H Draco, something like that, or C Draco, where you come out of hyperspace some 206, I think it was, or 209,000 light seconds from the docking station. Yeah, that took some doing. But even so, I mean, 55,000 light seconds still to go, but there's only like 7 minutes. So it's not like you're out here forever. I'm fairly sure that that ETA timer that's been put in underneath the distance was done by the devs as almost like, you know, sticking two fingers up at those people who kept complaining that Supercruise takes too long. Which, you know, I can't stand hearing people saying or reading, you know, comments on the forums from people saying Supercruise takes too long. I mean, we're going to be covering, you know, 40, or say 47,000 light seconds, and we're supposedly doing that in 3 minutes. That's going some rate, you know. I mean, we're doing 270 times the speed of light. That's going a fair old pace. So what else while I'm here? Well, something I've done, or a habit that I've started to get into, is that when I'm not in combat, I divert all power away from weapons. So in this ship, it goes quick enough with just 2 pips in engines, so I basically stick all the rest of the power into the systems. So the systems are always at their best, and consequently so are the shields. You know, you're not going to be using your weapons unless you're actually in a combat situation, so there's not really much point in having power going to weapons all the time. So I don't. Plain and simple. Right, we started the gradual deceleration, which is something new in the way the ship travels in Beta 2. You still get the dramatic deceleration once you get close enough to your destination, so you know when to then bring the throttle down, because in this version, overshooting the target is a lot easier to do than it was in Beta 1. So I have to be a lot more conservative as far as the speed I go, and when I need to reduce speed, I bring the throttle down quite a bit. Okay, we are 6,500 now. ETA is just 40 seconds, so not too much longer. The good thing is that I didn't have to travel far as hyperspace travel goes, but I'm more than making up for that in the amount of fuel. You can see how the fuel bar's going down. I say the Cobra is extremely thirsty. So I think this is still going to be a fairly expensive trip in terms of cost of refueling. Right, even though we are now still 500 light seconds away, we're now decelerating hard, so I brought the throttle down to below the blue zone, because I don't really want to, as ridiculous as it sounds, even though we're still some 100 light seconds away, we were at a point where we could overshoot it. looks like there's another planet here which I can scan once we're close enough. Now you see there's some more stuttering. That's something else that's still affecting the game, is the stuttering of particularly when planets are coming into view. I mean, look at that, that's atrocious. In fact, what I'm going to do is slow right down and start to scan the planet, except it's not letting me. That's a pain in the ass. Okay, maybe I'll do it when we it's certainly a gas giant of some kind. Maybe I have to be a bit closer still. Alright, okay. Let's scan it. It says scan complete, but the scanner there is... I have a feeling that it's actually that scan that's in the left hand panel rather than the manual scan that I'm doing that's required. Gant Enterprise Station seems to be in extremely close orbit of this planet, and that's not a rarity. A lot of docking stations and what have you are like that. Well, this is taking a while. The gravitational effect of this planet is considerable, which is hardly surprising. It is a rather large gas giant, so I've got the throttle up at full and I'm still decelerating significantly. I'm still 0.17 light seconds away, and I'm doing less than 500 kilometers per second. You can see my ETA is going up and up and up. I should have tried to approach the station from a different angle, because this angle here is badly affecting the speed that I can approach it. Oh, and now an unidentified signal source. If I could be bothered, I would have gone after it. Oh well. It's gone now. Speed is increasing, but we're still affected by the gravitational effect, which you can see because in the radar the planet there is showing as red. Once it's red, it means you're affected by it. If it's blue, you're okay. The size of this planet means it's going to be a while, I would imagine, before it's blue, especially as I got to get so close to it in order to dock at this station. You can see just how badly it's going. The fastest I can move is 100 kilometers per second. I cannot go any faster than that. So I'm still some like 2 minutes or so away from the the docking station, even though I'm only 10.6 megameters, which is a ridiculous measurement. I don't know why they didn't just stick to kilometers. What's this? Unidentified. Okay, let's go and have a look at what it is. Whole bloody thing again. I'm really not going to be happy at all. Where is it gonna bloody put me? Well, it looks like I am relatively close to it. Yes, I am. There's another unknown there. That's that. Oh, that must be the main star. There we go. Alright.
Drive charging.
It's,
Ready to engage.
I don't think I'm going to
Engage.
bother with unidentified. Hang on a second. Oh no, that's the system I already... Hang on a minute. It's saying that system is... Oh, you fucker. I think the station is on the other side of the planet, is it? I think it is. It is. It's on the other side. I've got to go right the way around it. You fucking... Ask me how much I'm enjoying this now. You fucking cunting thing. Whatever that unknown is, it's 62,000 light seconds away. I'm not going to bother going there yet. At the moment I'm almost stuck here. I'm barely moving even in the Supercruise. And well, I don't have much alternative. I've just got to sweat it out. I don't know if I'll be making too many trips to Vaccimici. Not after this. We are at last starting to pick up some speed. Trouble is, we're then going to have to slow down a bit at some point anyway, when we get round the other side of the planet. We're only just now into megameters per second. If I had a highly upgraded scanner, I think there is going to be one where you can scan pretty much the entire system from the moment you arrive, which would be handy. I'm not quite around it yet. Telling me to slow down. Well, this fucking thing is going to make me slow down enough anyway, so... Again, the stuttering there. There's another unidentified signal source. After what happened last time, it can fucking stay unidentified. Why'd I have to put this thing in such fucking close orbit? Right, we are nearly there. So we'd never fucking get there. Well, there it is, so it is an orbit station. I was hoping that I might have seen my first Ocellus station, but not yet. Tell you what, after all this, it better be fucking worth it. With just the gas, press the wrong key. With just the gas giant behind us, it's not easy to judge the movement. So much stuttering because the gas giant's there, that well, if it stutters at the wrong place while trying to dock, that could be game over.
Detecting hostile scan. Request granted.
Here we go. Let's get in here and see if this was worth doing. Proceed to pad 16, which is of course that one right at the front where it loves to put me. No verbal diarrhea from the PA system in this station.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Right. The Cobra has landed. 232 in credits for fuel that time. Well, it's better than it has been. Right. So let's go to Universal Cartographics, which I'm sure that is how it's pronounced. It just sounds well, it don't sound right. And here we can sell the data that I collected. So I only collected data on, what was it, 2 space objects, and I have 1032 credits waiting for me as a result. So that's not you know, not to be sniffed at. That's certainly more than paid for my refueling. Now let's take a look at the commodities market, and I will make profit on my grain. Not a vast amount, but it's still profit. 3,216 profit from a total sale of 7,200. So that's got me past 81,000 credits. Now if this place has it, okay, they've got a fair few ships here. So yeah, this is another place that will sell the ASP, but 6,212,503. I'm not quite there yet, but hopefully that means they've got a good selection in the outfitting, which is a good thing, because here we go with the painfully slow process of being taken to the outfitting section, during which time you cannot do a fucking thing but sit here and wait. Now, you may be thinking that that wasn't so bad, but when you consider you have to do that every single time, then you might start to see that it's not so wonderful. Now, if you look at the state of my ship and its paintwork, it's in a dreadful state. So, in fact, let's see if it's working. If we go to repairs, you'll see wear and tear is at 100%. Now you click on it, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't actually do anything. But if we then go to outfitting again, there you go, the paint is back as it was. Now, I'm not really one who really cares about what the ship looks like, or at least not as far as the wear and tear goes. That's even though I have you know, bought paint jobs for all but the Cobra, as far as ships that have paint jobs going. But actually I think it looks alright if your ship looks a bit battered and your paintwork's all a bit, you know, knackered. So I don't usually bother with the repairing wear and tear. Right. Let's see what they have here. I'm looking for thrusters. Well, I can't afford any of them. So, yeah, this one here, the one for 536,693, is the only one that would be worth me getting, because the rest, I mean, this one here is a D class 3, which is the next best one. And the engine optimal mass is 120 tons and the maximum mass is 180. Well, my ship, its current mass is 292. Well, it would be if I had the cargo full. So that is some 112 tons over the maximum that this thing could do. So I would be trying to power away and the ship wouldn't be moving. So yeah, definitely wouldn't be using that one. What else do I want to well, actually, now that I'm here, let's go for this. Is where all of the various, let's go on a class 4 one so I can show you a bit more. All the internal compartments will go in here. So you have a cargo rack. This one, okay, so capacity 2, capacity 4, so on and so on. In this section I've actually got an 8 here. You can get a 16, but this place doesn't have any. I think 16 for the Cobra is the maximum. So if you then filled all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these with capacity 16 cargo racks, you'd certainly be doing alright for cargo. I mean, you wouldn't have any shields, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but you could still do it. What have they got here? These hatch breaker lymphic controllers, that's the thing I was talking about, where it fires some kind of weapon at an enemy ship. You have to get its shields down first. It latches onto the ship's cargo hatch, opens it up and makes it drop all its cargo. So nice if you're a pirate, not so nice if you're not, which I'm not. Right, this shield generator looks like it's the same one I've got, so I'll leave that one. This shield cell bank is the thing that allows you to rather rapidly repair your active shields, so they can be useful, but there's no doubt about it, they are useful. That's all they have here. I think I'll leave that for now. Right, sensors I'll leave, power distributor. Okay, well the two they've got here are atrocious. This one here, D1, looks like it might be the one that the Cobra starts with. So if you compare this to the one I've got now, weapons capacity is up to 22 from 14, the weapons recharge rate is 2.5 from 1.8, engine capacity and systems capacity is 17 up from 12, and the recharge rate for engines and systems is 1.2 up from 0.6, so doubled there. So yeah, it's a significant improvement. And that's the better one. I mean, I'd feel sorry for anyone who had a Cobra and was stuck with this E-class power distributor. I mean, God, they are some pretty bad stats. Now, armour is 702,000. Fuck me. The armour for an Anaconda in Beta 1 was only 400 and something thousand. Mind you, I also remember that the military grade armour for the Type 6 in Beta 1 was over 2 million. So in that regards, it's well, the reactive surface is cheaper at a mere 1.2 million. Let's take a look at what weapons they have. If they had Class 2 burst lasers, I would be very interested. I'm assuming there is such a thing, but they haven't got any, so... Doesn't look like they have a great deal here. Check the bulletin board. Not a single thing at this station. Okay. It's a shame. The bulletin board, if you're starting out, just starting out, this would be, if there were any here for me to show you, the best place to go to start making your credits. Don't bother with the commodity market straight away because it's almost pointless. Go to the bulletin board, you will make at least, say, 1200 credits per mission, and a lot of time they're just simple courier missions or cargo transport missions to just like a nearby system. So do that. Don't bother with the commodities market, or rather don't rely solely on the commodities market. And that, I think, is about it for here, because I'm a bit uncertain of where to go now. I'm approaching areas that I'm not familiar with. I'm already at one station or one system that I've never been to before, this Vaccimici. I think I might... oh, 14 Hercules is a high-tech system. Okay, well I know where I'm going next anyway, but and it's another one where everything is unknown. So I can also make some more money by doing some more exploring. So that's going to be my next destination, but not for this video. You'll probably be glad to hear, because I think we've had quite enough of me for now. So this is Commander Lucosa signing off.